Hey you guys remember these cats? These old D4Cs and Ds. These are fumigation cats. These apply methyl bromide and anhydrous into the soil. The toolbar and everything, the working into things is not on the machine. They take them off to bring them in here to get them worked on. But there's basically a lot of these were, I don't know if this one's an SA. Yeah. See, that's an SA, that's a special application. Most of the SAs were farm cats. And that meant they usually had hydraulics back here. And some of them even had quick couplers like for a farm tractor. I don't see any on this one, but anyway, this is a special application. It's basically a farm cat. This outfit was owned by Sulfume, and they sold out. I mean, Sulfume was in business for 30, 40 years, probably, something like that. Well, now it's Nutrient Ag Solutions, and they're like one of the biggest fertilizer companies in the world. Anyway, these are not the ones that I worked on. Just get that clear right now. So there's 6 of these, I believe. 3 of them were up here that I went through and I put complete undercarriages on. And I know these weren't the ones I did because they say mine were, what do they call them, IPRs or whatever. These are DCT. So what's going on is the 3 they brought up here are all the ones that were done down there. Well, apparently what happened is there's 2 different sprockets and 2 different chain. Well, see, that's the thing that I'm not certain about right here. Okay, so what I'm being told is that they put the wrong sprockets on the wrong. There's 2 sprockets that have been put on this cat. Both cats, that the way they're describing it to me is the one that's on the other one goes on this one and vice versa. But nobody can tell me which one. So of course it's up to me to figure it out. I drove it in here and they said it was popping. It didn't pop one time on me. I'm looking at this one. I mean, this one's still got yellow paint and everything here, and I don't see any evidence of of it like wearing funny on the track chain or anything on the rails. I don't see any evidence of this being funky. I'm kind of thinking it's this side here. This looks different. That definitely looks different to me than the other side. The pitch on the sprocket. And it's got weld marks. It was a welded together sprocket, so with no paint on it. It's almost like I don't understand. I'm not understanding this. They're both 84J serial numbers. So I got to do some research and call around and find out. Maybe they got the complete wrong sprockets. I'm kind of thinking that these sprockets, you're going to have to cut both these off and get the right weld-on sprockets for both of them. I don't think it's a swap type situation. I think it's, I mean, I might be wrong, but definitely look at the way the pitch is here on the sprocket, and then look at the other side, and it's different looking. Yeah, I mean, look at that, totally different looking. See, it's not as much of a convex here as the other side is. Jeez, is it already kind of wearing them sharp? And you can see up under the track chain too how it's tearing the track chain all up. It's wearing this track chain way more on this one than it is on that other one. So I'm kind of thinking that they got these both wrong, but there's a couple other things on this cat alone. I pulled this one in first because they didn't say anything about it, but we need to get the fan belts loose and spin that fan hub. I think they're about ready to let the fan come right through the radiator. I mean, it's growling. And it's growling and making noise. I think the fan hub bearings are out. Those have grease zerks, but nobody ever greases them. We need to check that out. And the other situation here is the rear main seal on the engine is out, and it's flooding the wet clutch housing with oil and overfilling it with engine oil. Pretty good indication of when those are doing that. I've had John Deere 4950s, 4850, 4850s, 4955s, 4960s do it. I've had rear seals go on that, and the guys will say, "Hey man, my engine oil is going down, but it's not leaking. I think it might be using." And I'll tell them, "Go back and pull the dipstick out of your transmission." "Why is that?" I said, "Well, go look and see if the oil is real dark looking and if it's over full." "Oh yeah, it's real dark and it's way over full." I said, "Well, there's where your engine oil is going. It's going right into your transmission." And on these, it's got a wet clutch housing, so it's gonna go right into the clutch housing on it. So that's kind of, we need to get on that. And then the guy on the hay squeeze, there's not enough time, and especially when shit like this goes on, you know, and you're already way behind, then your truck engine blows up on you, and then some peckerhead at some machine shop can't drill a hole in a sleeve and set you back even further. I mean, I wanted to put this cat in this position, and I really thought I was going to have this thing out of here, but that just didn't happen. All right, I got that hood and all that stuff off there out of the way. So I guess right now what I'm going to try to get done is get the let's figure out what's going on here with this, and then we'll start disassembling to get that clutch and all that stuff out of there to get to the rear main seal. Yeah, it's the only bad thing about these fumigation cats. They didn't make these things very convenient to work on with all the generators and everything over here. I mean, it's kind of a tough deal. If it was a regular cat, you could just pull this panel, walk right up to the track there and pull that off and undo the alternator belts. But on one of these, it's a whole different story. Okay, so let me figure out where I'm gonna get at here. Oh, man, looks like a new pulley and stuff on there. And as I can hear it, I mean, it was making all kinds of noise here. What the heck did I grab here? I grabbed a 13/16 socket. I meant to grab a 3/4. Oh, I'm contorted in here and I can't get turned around. There's just nowhere to be here. All those deals you stand on your head and work on it. I don't understand why these guys don't. Must be some. King Kong decided to put that on there. That's why I brought that long-handled ratchet. Wedge down in there. Man, I wonder if it'd be easier to lay on my belly. Lay on my belly and get in here, maybe. Yeah, that's better. Not as twisted up. There we go. Holy cow. So, now we gotta get to the bottom bolt. Okay, there's the bottom bolt. I don't know, you're not gonna be able to see nothing. Just want to spin that fan hub. See if that's what's making all that damn noise. We can pop the alternator belts off from right here. Fan belts off. Not really, huh? Man, they're tighter than hell. Well, that's not good, huh? Ah! It rained like a cats and dogs here, and there's a lake out in front of the shop, and they're driving around in a water truck. It's just, you can't make this up, man. You can't make it up. And they're driving around in a water truck. Watering the roads that are standing water. Just America. This is America now, where everything doesn't make any sense. Ah. I wish I could get one of these belts to come off. Let me see if I can have to get a screwdriver and roll them off or something. Yes. There we go. Good grief. Can't get this belt to come on. Well, maybe I'll roll it back on this one. Let's see. Man, this one to come off. That's man. Well, the sumbitch ain't very friendly to me. Tell you that. It ain't being too friendly. Jesus. I finally got her. Whew. Huh. What am I hearing? That's what I'm hearing. Bearings are out on that alternator. Okay. Let me get that alternator off of there. That thing is junk. I knew I was hearing something really noisy. That ain't right. They're definitely gonna lose that alternator. Ain't no doubt about that. She's not long for the world. Turn that battery disconnect off. These people just think they think you're Superman. You can just work 24 hours a day and never sleep, never get any rest. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Sometimes, guys, I just think, you know, I'm just gonna go drive tractor for some farmer and I'm just gonna go back and forth all day, and in the wintertime I'll sit on my ass and collect unemployment and wait for the springtime to roll around, and I'll go back to work, you know. When a tractor breaks down, hey, you better call a mechanic out here, you know. What do you want me to do? I'll go over there on the fence line and pull some weeds or something. Don't gotta think about too much. Don't gotta worry about the IRS always after me all the time, wanting money from me. Yeah, what do you think about that? What the hell's going on there? I don't even know what size those are up on the top. I couldn't even see them. Probably have to come out the top, huh? I don't know. Turn around here where I can see what size it is to get the damn. Man, what a fucking pain in the ass. What an absolute pain in the ass. Everything about these things are just a pain in the ass to deal with. And get back up on the top because I can't tell what size that is. It's got to be 1/2 inch or 7/16. Okay, so got her out of there. Yeah, she's pretty rough, man. She's not long for the world. Bunch of up and down play in the shaft. I know somebody else, why don't you rebuild that alternator? Well, you know, I can. I've rebuilt starters and alternators myself before. I don't have time to do that. It's all I can do just to keep up with other things besides rebuilding every component on the machine. So I'll take it up to the alternator shop and let them go through it and put it back on there. So now, here we go with, we just get the, and I noticed one thing, this thing has no clutch brake or anything on it. Well, that would perfectly explain why the clutch brake doesn't work. There's no lining left on it. Something else to fix, okay. Now I drained the oil on it, I guess I can get in there and put the plug back in that. Okay, alright, move this out of the way. Got the clutch linkage and the clutch brake off, obviously. We'll get the drive line out of it. Okay, cinch that up. Good rule of thumb for you young guys to follow with drain plugs. Any drain plug, oil pans, transmissions, anything. Always, don't just finger tighten it in there and say, well, you know, I'll get it later. Anytime you put one back in, tighten it up, because what'll happen is human nature, you'll forget. And when you forget, it'll fall out and it'll run out of oil and it'll cause catastrophic damage and you'll be on the hook for it. Well, if you're working for somebody else, you'll probably be all right. But if you're working for yourself, yeah, you're going to be on the hook for the whole damn thing. Get this oil out of here. Get me a 1/2 inch. Get this drive line out of it. And start tearing her apart to get the clutch housing off. Well, the reason I pulled the in-dash completely out, I'm thinking that I'm really trying to avoid at all costs here. I don't want to pull this ROPS off. If this was just a regular cat, without all this garbage and everything all over it, yeah, I mean, pulling the ROPS off would be no big deal. But, I mean, it's a ton of work on one of these fume cats to get all of the shit off of it to get the ROPS off. So what I'm thinking, I can go over the front of the ROPS and go down and maybe get enough slack in my cable and strap or whatever I'm going to use and pull the clutch housing out. So right now we're going to get underneath and start zipping bolts loose there. Let me get set up here. think I need that. I'm gonna get on that creeper so I don't have to lay in all that crap that I just blew a ton of crap off the clutch housing there. And I got underneath. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, if you guys watch that little video I put a link to in the last video, I mean, I watch a lot of more stuff like that. I could probably send you guys and show you just how bad this place has really gotten. There's no saving this place. It's over. You know, I've got friends that are all in on the 4th of July celebration. I really don't see the point in celebrating the 4th of July. It seems pointless to me. Why would you even celebrate the 4th of July at this point? You know, in this place that is pretty much gone. You know, there's nothing left of it, really. It just seems like the people, they're just delusional anymore. I'm not going to waste my time celebrating Independence Day for a place that's been overrun and taken over by crooked politicians. You know, the guy the other day told me, he said, well, I'm going to celebrate my rights. And I said, well, I thought to myself, I didn't say this to him, but the thought ran through my mind, he has a log truck. And I thought, you know, you just tell me how many rights you've got when the state of California Air Resource Board tells you that you can't drive the truck that you paid for on the highway that you pay taxes on, when you can't drive it anymore on some phony emissions deal. And it's all phony, because, I mean, the perfect example, these guys don't give two shits about the environment. The government doesn't. They play all these fools in this country, all these bleeding hearts. They play them all like fools, because a perfect example is that whole Palestine train derailment, and they sat there and they lit the whole damn thing on fire. Poisoned all the water tables and all the streams and rivers. And you tell me these assholes care about the environment? Yeah, whatever, dude. You're delusional like the rest of them are. It's all money grab, it's all power and control. That's what all of it is. But he's gonna celebrate his rights, though. Whatever, moron. This place is full of them. Absolutely full of them, morons. Wow, really? Didn't really think it'd be that tight. I'm gonna celebrate my rights. Tell me what rights you got when the IRS, when they're all armed and they come in and audit you, and anything over $600 that you didn't claim, they decide to maybe seize all your assets. Tell me what rights you got then. I used to think California was the land of fruit and nuts, but I think the whole country is now. I really do. My old gun's getting a little bit weak and tired. Have to dig around in there with a screwdriver and get all the grease out of those recesses in there. Okay, we gotta clean that out. Well, you kind of have to come out as an assembly with these things. I don't know if I should just drop it down and drag it out from underneath the cat, or if I should. Not really sure which way I'm gonna go yet. This damn clutch lever could not be more in the way, I'll tell you that. Might just drop it down and drag it out from underneath the machine, you know what? That damn clutch arm, I wonder if I should have took that off. It might have made life a little bit simpler for me. I don't know if I'm going to get it past. See, that clutch arm is right in this frickin' way there. Everything. Yeah, I'm just going to drop it down and then flop it over and drag it up from underneath it. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, there's the clutch and the clutch housing out of it. We'll tear that apart too. Let's get under here and get the disc out of it. What the hell's that? There's a bolt. That's another. Not from this. Okay, well, I might just have to sit on my ass here. Yep, that's gonna be the best thing here. Can't get nothing done when you're sitting on your ass all the time. Alright. Try not to get into this damn floor sweep shit up here inside this. Okay, I forgot that's not gonna pop off of there like that. You kind of get the oil sticks them to the. Here, I gotta set this over here. It's a wet clutch. I mean, these are very rarely worn out, to be honest with you. They do wear out, but after thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. Okay, intermediate plate. Okay. All right. I'll have to rotate this around. I'm trying to remember what holds. That's the lock for that bolt right there. Beat that one off. There should be another one over here. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get the locks out of it. There's 1, 2, should be 3 of them on there. And then we will Somebody's dog's barking out there, it's not mine. Then take the flywheel bolts out, pull the flywheel, and then we're down to the rear main where the problem is. That's what I'm talking about right there. These some bitches here are heavy. Heavy. No doubt about it. But have to watch his toes. Here's our rear main seal right there. Right. Okay. Yeah. There's the rear main seal. It needs to be replaced. I noticed something else too, is that kind of wonder if we ought to pull the flywheel housing off, because it's obviously leaking. See how it's wet on the back side of it too? Look how it's washed clean on the back side of this, where that flywheel housing, where it bolts to the back of the block, is leaking. So means we'd have to support the engine, which big old cast iron pan, put a block and a jack under it and pull this off. Might as well do it while you're here, you know. Okay, so what I want to do is, I got the pressure plate assembly out. I want to pull the clutch fork off, pull this shaft out. I want to change this seal, it's leaking, see where it's washed clean here. I want to pull the clutch shaft out, the output shaft, and then change this seal back in here too. So, just a little bit of things I'd like to do, so. But anyway, I don't think there's any need to mess with the clutch itself. I mean, this clutch disc has got a lot of life left in it. It looks fine. Anyways, I'd like to do that gasket there, obviously. I got the part number for that, but and I got the part number for those two seals there. But my book, there must be a separate parts book for the engine itself, because it says engine related parts, but all it shows you is like the muffler and, you know, the radiator shroud and stuff like that. It don't really give you much, so there must be a separate book for the engine. I'll either have to look for another book or call Cat. There's not very many guys at Cat that seems like they can look up the old stuff, but if it ain't new and it's not on there, they don't know what to do with it. So anyways, yeah, so I got other things that I got to go take care of right now, and eventually I'll be back to keep going on this. So